how do you guys personally define hypergamy? Because when I listen to people in this space, in my opinion, I think that they kind of oversimplify attraction between men and women because they kind of make it as a one size fits all, saying, okay, if I do X, Y, and Z, therefore I should be attractive, universally attractive to all women. But we see in reality that there are plenty of guys that have all these things, the money, the status, you know, the girls, other like pre-selection, but they still suck with girls. So my thing is, it's like, okay, if that's the case, then why do we put so much emphasis on it? You know what I mean?
I think you're overthinking it, bud. So let's do this. I have a magic wand that I can wave to solve your problem. What does that look like?
Could be anything that I'm lacking: money, status, height.
I thought this was a question about hypergamy. You want me to
Oh
make
wait,
you
are you?
taller and give you a whole bunch of money?
I mean, if that's what I wanted, I thought, you know. Well, I guess what I'm asking is like, I guess what I'm trying to
So,
ask, like, isn't high value subjective? Because you can have all these things and women, you could still get rejected. So you can be a
got it.
9 out of 10 on paper,
But
and women.
I think we
I'm
got to
sorry.
the source of the question here, because you're kind of ranting off a whole bunch of stuff, money, why bother, stuff like this. And I said to you, let's try to understand the question that you're asking me here right now. And the way that I always phrase it for my coaching clients, just to get them moving on, through the conversation, is I have a magic wand, I can wave it and solve your problem. What does it look like? And then you started asking me about giving you more money, making you taller, stuff like this, basically making you more attractive.
Right.
So the key to women and retention, attracting women and retaining women, is attraction, right? So I mean, you have the answer there. It's like being as
Yeah.
attractive, being as valuable as you can. I don't define hypergamy, because to me, all it means is she looks at you and doesn't see other guys. That's basically it. Like, she sees you as a giant, and most other guys are pretty much invisible to her.
Yeah. Right. Right. I'm not disagreeing with that, but what I was trying to ask was, and maybe I guess I kind of already did, is that like in this space, they paint attraction as like a blank slate, meaning if I just do this, if I just get this amount of money, if I just become this amount
No, it's just
attractive,
not
I should be
have this
universally
amount of money.
attractive.
Have you read my book?
I have not, but I have read Roll Tomasi's.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. You just got the starting point. Rational Male, it's a good book. Unplugged Alpha second edition has what you're looking for, because I talk about the 7 spokes of a high value man and how to build those things up and why they're relevant, right? So it's not just any one thing. It's like you need to level up as much as you can in all relevant areas, but you don't do it for broads. You do it for yourself. You do it so that you have a better life. You have more options. You can say no to people. You don't have to hang around dickheads. You can put yourself in cooler rooms, right? Like, that's why you do it. It's just that women happen to be a decent byproduct of that.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry.
Isaiah, let me see if I can drill down. Like, I will see if I make sure I'm making sense of your question. So it sounds like you seem to have this impression that the guys that talk about this stuff, maybe it's us, maybe it's other creators, maybe it's other guys, Unplugged, Red Pill, whatever you want to call it, where it's like, okay, like all women are hypergamous, and therefore the solution to hypergamy is being the best option she can get. That means money, the status, the looks, the muscles, the game, the frame. But I see guys all the time that are like homeless and they pull women, or they're short and smelly, or they're conventionally unattractive. What's your answer to that? Like, checkmate. Like, what do you guys have? Is that kind of where you're going?
Kinda, yeah. Like, I was basically just trying to ask, like, I'm not saying that these things don't get you women. Like, I'm not saying hypergamy doesn't exist, but what I'm saying is like, there are guys that have all these things that still suck with women, and there are guys that don't have any of these things, or maybe not as much of these things, that these same women still may have dated or have dated in the past.
It's a complex thing, right? So we like to operate based on general rules of thumb. Women are generally, because we know how women choose, or who they settle for, they're settling down for, they're generally going for guys that are higher up on the socioeconomic ladder. They're going for guys that can acquire resources. They like height because it gives off, protector and provider vibes, because, if you were big, tall, strong warrior, you probably were not, you're hard to kill. But at the same time, there are other factors when you talk about, they're like, you can be rich, you can be tall, you can be handsome, but you can have the personality of a wet paper bag and you can bore women to death, right? So there's all of these factors that's sort of going into play. So like getting your money sorted, getting your physique right, those are good things to do regardless. Game is sort of the ultimate equalizer. Like, do you have the ability to tap into a woman's emotions? Do you have the ability to be charismatic? Do you have the ability to tap into the things that give her the tingles, so to speak? There's many a bartender
talking about hypergamy.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Did you ever hear Tristan Tate talk about hypergamy?
Yes, but I don't remember the full
in the
discussion
context.
with yeah.
You know, somebody was asking him about it, and he said, "Yeah, it's great because I'm at the top shelf, right? It's like I don't have to worry about anything. I have a great life. I drive supercars. I have hot women around me. I can travel whenever I want. I've got bank. I've got money. I can." It's like the people that understand the benefits of putting in the work and leveling up and making life-changing money and improving their physique and not sitting in rooms with a bunch of losers. I mean, if you find yourself the smartest guy in the room, you're in the wrong room, right? I keep telling guys that over and over again. So you have to find ways to improve your life. And again, you're not doing any of this just to get the girls. You're doing this for yourself. You're doing this so that you have a better life, and women can be a nice byproduct of that.
Right. But what I fear is, well, not me fearing, but I think a lot of guys in the space, when they watch stuff, like, it's not saying like I'm bashing your guys' channel or anything, but a lot of stuff I think is, when people say it, is kind of in black and white in a gray area. And since, a lot of young guys watch it, they can't like critically think and like take it with nuance.
You sound like you're trying to overthink it. Like you've probably been through every one of Homath's like visual depictions sort of thing. And it's not complex. It's just women don't see other guys. The guy that they're with, they see as their best possible option, and they'll do anything to make them happy. It's like, dude, read my books. I mean, I break down all of these concepts, all these core concepts. I've got another one diving even further down the rabbit hole coming out later on this year. But it's like get out in the field, man. Like get out and have some fun, hang out with cool guys, right? How much money did you make last year?
Well, not that much. I'm actually in school right now.
How old are you?
25.
What are you going to school for?
Computer science.
And what's the plan when you get out of school?
Either I'm trying to get into, I want to be a software engineer in big tech or work for a defense contracting company, and then eventually start my own thing.
Lots of money doing that kind of stuff. You make a lot of money doing that shit. Like I've dealt with guys, with the FANG companies that make $800-900 million a year, right? Like just doing tech lead stuff, engineer work, all that, shit. And if you're really into it and that's right up your alley, cool. But you got to calibrate yourself to culture and society and understand, when respond to what they don't respond to. You're gonna make a lot of money doing what you're doing in a few years if you're as dedicated to it as you are watching people in the space, quote unquote, as you use, that word, the space. Because you're spending too much time thinking about shit that really doesn't matter for you, man. Like right now, being broken young in school, don't worry about richer guys driving nice fucking cars, right? Like you're just broken young right now, but you're starting to understand this stuff. But focus on getting yourself off the ground, like making something of yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, well, for me, because personally right now, like I'm already in shape, like, because I played sports in college, so and I've already kind of have like decent experience with girls. So like I wasn't really talking about myself. I was just confused on the context of the argument, because I just thought that women still, even if you have
there's no argument though. There's really nothing to argue. I mean, what I've said is the final word on this. I mean, if you have a better solution to something that I've talked about, but I've pretty much covered this from every angle, and so has Moth.
Isaiah, I think what we're trying to say is, like, don't get lost in the sauce, dude. Like, I think a lot of guys who come into this space become very, I'm going to use this word, but I'm not necessarily saying it applies to you. I think they become really obsessive. They become really obsessive about the concepts, and they want to talk about philosophy, and they want to sit around and talk about concepts and the abstract, when what most guys need to do, and again, I don't know you, and this could apply to you, could not. What most guys need to do is just like shut the fuck up and get to work. Like, good, you're in good shape, great. But like getting the money up, getting your status up, becoming a leader, like doing these things that are going to make you better in the world, that are going to improve your chances of networking, to get into better rooms, that are going to improve your competency with women. It's like too many guys spend too much time thinking and pontificating and pondering, and not enough time with like massive action. So I'm not sitting here saying you don't need both, because you need to be able to understand the material before you can apply it in the field, but you have to apply it in the field. And I could even argue that, like, you'll learn more by applying it in the field than you will just sitting and reading it in a book. So just figure out a way to marry the two. Like, I think it's okay to be curious about this kind of stuff, but I think there's a lot of guys just go down this rabbit hole, and it just becomes this like obsession of, well, this guy said that and that guy said this and this concept that, like, help me understand, when really it's just like,
It's not
way
an
simpler.
ideology.
It's way simpler just to go out and like crush it at life, dude. Like, it's just, that's just really what it is. Find your tribe, build a perimeter around them, protect those people. Everybody else is out. Like, that's the advice I would give to like 99% of men.
Do the work. It sums up in those 3 words. I read a comment once recently in the last couple of weeks. Somebody's like, could you do a video explaining what do the work means? And it's like, no, motherfucker. Just fucking do the work. Just do it. Do I need to fucking spell it out and give you an instruction manual? Don't be fat. Make some money. Be captivating. Don't hang out with losers. Stop sitting around masturbating to red pill content. Like, move on. Get on with life. Have a good time, man. Make money. Indulge in women. Do it. Cool. All right, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here, where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel? Hit subscribe.